back to the workshop, World Builders. Every second episode here on our feed, we take a break from talking about worlds other people have built and do some world building of our own. This episode, we are going to take inspiration from Francis White's novel Voyage of the Damned and build a magic system based on superpowers, which is so exciting. I cannot wait. Big surprise, guiding this week's creation will be Allison, who, if you are a Patreon member of ours, actually our very first world building workshop was on a magic system, also guided by Allison. So it's clearly something.
It actually was on. It's on our main podcast feed too. We released that for free. So even if you're not a patron, you can listen to that.
That was a really fun magic system.
It was like with trinkets that people carry around, and they have their sentient trinkets,
like spirits
in them.
attached to them. Yeah, it's cool. Super fun. But this one's gonna be just as fun. So take it away, Allison.
Okay. I'm going to jump right in with our list of questions. And as usual, you can do these questions in any order and we might jump around. We'll see. So my first question is, are the superpowers based on magic or science or both? So generally, superpowers are often a sci-fi thing, like think X-Men or like Spider-Man being bitten by a spider or Iron Man with his suit. But in the book we just read, Voyage of the Damned, it was a fantasy magic powers thing, which is also fun. So what do we want to do?
And I guess just for the listeners, I think we would define the superpower as kind of like a power that people have individually, right? So instead of magic being able to do the same thing for everybody, it's kind of like everybody can do different things. Yeah.
Now that you say that, let me think about it. Would you say that animorphs would be a superpower? Because they can do the same thing.
But
it's
isn't it different animals?
No,
but you get to choose. Anybody can change into any animal. They just have typical ones that they each choose to do.
Okay.
I mean, I guess technically, actually, one fun thing about they say that as a throwaway line in one of the books of like the only difference between magic and technology is if you understand how it works. So, like, true. So I guess I think you could go either way because I maybe wouldn't necessarily call it a superpower, but it probably is. So I guess
for our
so what are we
definition, maybe we'll say it's when they're all different, right? Yeah.
Okay. Or most of them are different. Like maybe some people have the same ones, but like typically it could be different for everybody.
For me, how I would define the difference is like magic. Yes, in a lot of fantasy worlds, it's like only certain people have access to certain types of magic or whatever. It almost implies that there's like a universal source.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with superpowers, it's individual sources, if that makes sense.
I don't know what you mean.
Not always, because in Voyage of the Damned, it was all the same source.
Well, though they didn't, they had a myth about what the source was. They thought they got their powers from the goddess, but who knows where they.
Yeah, but they did still get them from the mountain,
That's
so like
true.
was all still the same source. We've already digressed.
All right. So
off the rails so
my
fast.
base of this question is more like, are we building this in a more fantasy world or a more sci-fi world? Is kind of where I was going. But you could also have like a mix of someone who's like experimenting scientifically with magical objects to give someone powers, you know?
Yeah, like an artificer.
I kind of like that. I love a magiscience. So I kind of like that idea.
Of course, I'm sure that will make things much more complicated, but we can also keep going and come back to
gave us an either or, and we picked
both.
Right?
Both. I did have both in my, because I knew that this would probably happen. I actually called this. I'm like, we're going to pick both.
Allison knows us too.
I also know myself. I love a science fantasy, actually. I do. We'll say maybe both. Move on. Do the powers have a theme to them? So this kind of relates to what we were talking about earlier. Like, is it shape-shifting like in Animorphs, or are these angels, or are there demons? You know, like, is there some sort of, maybe this comes into like where do people get their powers? Maybe that might help us answer. Like in Voyage of the Damned, it was this goddess, or that was
Yeah.
the myth. They all were given to them. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like the idea if we're doing kind of both. I do like the idea of people getting their powers from some sort of source of magic, but what makes it a superpower is augmentation through technology.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I think that would also then allow that differentiation of power structures, where it's like, yeah, maybe someone can be born with an incredibly powerful magic, but unless you're rich enough to get, insert random thing that you need to augment it, then it's not really actually that helpful for you.
Use it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that mean we
interesting.
would get a lot of people with the same superpowers? But I guess it would depend on the artifact. Like maybe it is
Yeah.
individual based, kind of like in Voyage of the Damned.
You could do almost like a D&D when your caster needs like an arcane focus, like maybe
Yeah.
something like that, where it's like your magic still, how it expresses itself is still based on you, but you can't actually use it unless you have this like trinket. We're
You
back
trinket-
to
we're
trinkets.
back-
Unless
right
you
back to
have this
trinkets.
like
Always trinket-based magic.
It's trinkets all the way down.
I was thinking more like cyborg. Like
Oh,
I was thinking like
cyborg. Okay.
literal augmentations.
Like you need an
yeah.
implantation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like an Iron Man thing, but it's like having a wand grafted into your body sort of thing. That's
Okay,
fun.
we kind of already answered this, but I'm gonna list the question in case other people do these in different order or haven't answered it. Do people gain powers randomly? Are they born with them like Jedi? Are they bitten by radioactive spiders? Or can they acquire them somehow, perhaps through a god or an artifact, study or practice? And we're kind of saying artifact.
Artifact?
Maybe. I like the idea. I love a alien or magical thing that no one knows what it is or how to use it, but they still try and do like scientific experiments with it and try and figure out how to use it to their advantage, even though they don't really understand it, because that's always a fun time with terrifying repercussions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love the idea too of maybe there's like a limited number of these artifacts. Like maybe they believe that they can't. Like I'm thinking now of what was that novel called? Vesper? Was that Vespertine, the novel that we read? And I'm kind of like, what if it's like these are said to be like the relics of saints, and that's what gives you superpowers or something? But then it turns out it's actually like alien tech or something. But it's like, yeah, you get this thing implanted in
I like
you
a relic
or whatever.
So you might have.
I love a relic.
Yeah.
It's not quite a trinket.
It's not quite. It's not the
So
same thing.
It's legally distinct from a trinket,
It's not
actually.
sentient.
Legally
It's probably not sentient.
Probably not sentient.
We're not sure yet, but probably not.
Legally a relic.
I like that you might have Indiana Jones type people going around trying to find these artifacts. Archaeologists, that's the word I'm looking for. That could be a profession. Or maybe they may not even be trying to find them to use them for themselves, but it just might be really lucrative
To
business.
sell them, yeah.
Yeah. It's like an arcane
Yeah.
archaeologist.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to combine those two words. There's something there.
Archaneologist. That sounds awful.
Someone more clever than us can figure out a better term for these people. Number 4 is the big one. What can people do with their superpowers? What do these
I feel
relics
like it
let us do?
depends on the relic. Because I have this vision in my head of like, imagine you like inherit your grandma's glass eye, and if you pop it in your head, it's like you could shoot out a laser beam or something. Like, I think it would be interesting to do that.
So the relics vary in shape and what they are, but they do unique things.
Yeah, I think at least.
I had a thought based on that, like popping out your eye, just to throw some body horror in because it's my favorite. What if in order to use these relics, you have to like they're all body parts, and you have to like pull out your own eyes so you can use the relic eye, or cut off your hand. I feel like we've done this before, but I don't think we have. I think we did it kind of with the one where the gods would like possess you and like be able to use your sense, but it's not quite the same. It's legally not the same thing.
Legally, We need a
So that was
lawyer
a
on
patron
this.
only episode. So
It was a
regular
patron-only
listeners
episode, so
might not know it.
if you're in the know. 'Cause that's kind of also, because I love a cost to a power, right? So it's like, you get this power, but...
Oh, I like that it's all the body part of one being, and they think
it's
it's
like
a
one
god.
god or something?
So you might get one of the
Yeah.
god's fingers, or like one of their, yeah.
And there
Yeah.
could be like one villain who's trying to collect all of them, right? But they're in the meantime they have to keep hacking
Yes.
off more and more
Yeah.
parts of themselves.
It would be so crazy if they're all like in use, like if it's all body parts and like they believe that's the fallen god. Like, I don't know, maybe it's an
God,
android
it's
that fell from
incredible.
space to Earth or whatever, and like so people are
Yes.
like taking all these pieces of the fallen god to give themselves superpowers, and then there's one person who's like a god hunter who's like hunting down each of these people to try and reconstitute the
Yes.
god.
Oh, they want to make it.
Oh,
or, yeah, the
that's such a
villain
good
wants to
plot.
become a god, or they want to like assemble the god separately.
Make him whole
Yeah.
again.
Mine's just automatically go from world building to story. It's just
yeah,
gonna happen.
You have to.
Yeah.
Oh my
No, I
goodness, I
love
love
that.
this so much. Yeah.
That's
I also do
amazing.
love the idea that maybe they're like an android or an alien being, but they're also like functionally a god because they can do all this stuff.
Because also, imagine if they think that there's only one fallen god, but
Then
when
there's
we figure
another
out that it is an
one.
android that fell to Earth. They're like hunting them down, and they're like, "Wait a second, 3 legs?
Is it a three-legged being?
Like, what's going on
or
here?"
Yeah.
are there more than...
Yeah.
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 Are there?
I'm
more?
also imagining
that's
like what powers. Who knows what this alien's or cyborg's like gender is? But like like I have the testicle of the god. It's like what superpower does that? give?
That's what I was going to ask next. Let's generate some ideas of what sort of abilities a body part would have. Like, if you have,
Yeah.
Okay.
like, there should be some rhyme or reason to this, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you have an
Yeah.
arm, are you just like super strong, or does it do something else? Does it like pump something into your blood that does something weird?
Oh, yeah.
This is where the magic would come
Yeah.
in, because I think the magic that people are born with, that this thing is then augmenting, would be a little bit specific to that person.
Ah.
But then kind of augmented through the lens of that god, right? So like if someone got I don't know, like if you ripped out all their teeth and put them in your mouth, like for someone with certain magic, it might mean that they have really sharp teeth and they could bite really good because they're a warrior, or it might mean they have like the gift of the gab and they're really good at
Yeah.
talking and being persuasive, and they can control people or something.
I think maybe it's like half person. It's like the power is like based half on you and half on the relic. So it's like maybe no
Yeah.
matter what, if you have these
Mhm.
magical teeth, it's like something about the teeth. But is it like, are they really
Yeah.
sharp, or do they filter oxygen out of water so you can breathe underwater, or
I
you
like
know,
the
like, or-
flexibility. Yeah. And it feels more
Yeah.
superpower too, when it's based on the individual.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 5 is, what are the limits or requirements or costs of having the superpower? What does the, like, because we don't only want the benefit. We like the gritty stuff here at the
yeah.
tavern. So,
with our body horror.
yeah, like what? I mean, so
Yeah.
you physically have to give up. That might just be enough. You have to give up
Yeah.
a limb or whatever. Is there anything else?
I think it would be interesting if the innate magic kind of like butts up against this augmentation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it makes you sick, or you're just like constantly trying to. I think of this as someone with an autoimmune disease, my own immune system trying to kill me all the time. Like, would the magic try and constantly be trying to kill off?
That's what I was thinking.
That
Yeah,
piece?
like it's like a foreign object, right? So what if it's almost like you get all the symptoms of like organ rejection or something, right? Like you do
Mhm.
have this like immune system thing where your body's like, no, this is like so completely not right. Get it off.
Wonder
of
if
us.
it would depend
Yeah.
on the body part. So, like, if you got some part of the head, you would get headaches, or like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, a finger and you get like kind of arthritis, or is it more
Mm.
simpler if it's always one thing, like you get blood poisoning or something,
I think it would be a little bit of both. Like, I think no matter what, you'd be kind of sick because your body is
Yeah.
fighting off something
Like you'd feel
Um,
fluish, but you might have more specific symptoms as well.
around the area. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm thinking of, like, specific, like, organs would be insane. Like, if you have to, like, give up your lungs and then you have these, like, gods lungs.
What about the brain? Like, what if you swapped your brain out?
Maybe that's the like legendary one. Yeah, maybe it's like
It
nobody's
would.
ever found the brain, but they want it.
Maybe it's like just you
The
find
god
a
would
piece
have to
of
be
the
artificial
brain.
to
Or,
some
yeah, maybe
extent.
the god doesn't have one. Maybe it's like a robot, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's interesting. Okay, my question number 6 is what percentage of the population has powers? Are they rare or common? And I think because we're suggesting either one, maybe two god robot beings, it's pretty rare. Although I guess you could have a lot of body parts. Like,
Yeah, depending how specific.
I think it's more so that it's like the magic could be common, but the people who have the resources to go and try and hunt down these god parts, that's uncommon. Or the knowledge of where they might be,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like, it could be that.
Maybe people have been kind of splitting them up over the years because you want more pieces, right? So it's like, okay, well, maybe it started with an arm, and then someone like cut it in half because they wanted half the arm, and then it's
Yeah.
also like, so like also the god.
but then
parts
you
have
might
been
also
getting
have
smaller and
collectors
smaller.
who have multiple pieces.
Yeah, or have
Right.
been
Mhm.
reassembling them.
Yeah. So, but in general, I would say this is pretty rare. There's only so many
Yeah.
times you can split a body. So many
Yeah.
pieces you can split a body into.
It'd be like at most maybe double digits probably of how many of these exist.
So if we're talking like, I guess it depends how big your population is on whatever in the story you're telling. But if we're talking about an Earth-sized population, that's
it's
pretty
almost
rare.
none.
Pretty rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
And question number 7, can a person only have one power, or is it possible to have many?
I think you can have many.
I think you could put on multiple.
It's just
body
not
parts.
good for
Your body would probably complain the more you use.
Yeah.
Right?
And maybe that's like a thing of like this one wizard once, or this one person once got like 4 and then he died immediately or something, right? So it's also this thing of like, well, you can't get too many because then you'll get too sick and you'll die.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty easy one to answer. All right, number 8. And this is actually my last question, but we might have some more
we
questions
flew
among
through
us.
this.
Yeah, we did. We might have more questions among us at the end. How does the general public view people with superpowers? Because, sometimes in sci-fi stories, they're revered. Sometimes they're revered and then they're not. Like in, what's that Pixar movie? The Incredibles,
Mm-hmm.
where they are revered at one point and then the opinion changes. Does it vary by area? It can vary by area. Your entire world doesn't have to view something the same way. But what do you think?
I think it would definitely be a mix. Like, I think that there would be... I, for some reason, always go to the religious angle, where it's like, I could absolutely see,
me
like,
too.
cults and religions forming around some of these
Yeah.
people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the same thought.
But I could also see, like, the average person being like, those guys are weirdos, and... Yeah, anyone who cuts off their own arm and saws on a 2,000-year-old dude's hand is, like, messed in the head, and I'm kind of scared of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also thought of a different, like, potential cost of, like, what if the cost is that, like, wherever you insert this body part, the flesh around it never fully heals. You just have, like, a rotting eye socket where this, like, new eye is, and it's just also, like, they're
dead
just,
Yeah.
like, gross, and people are like, ew, you're literally rotting. This is horrible.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
gross.
I think Christiana nailed it of like the mixed. I think also people, depending on like, I think maybe from afar, people might like, if they'd never actually met one in person, I think it'd be a lot easier to have like legends about them and kind of be in awe. And then like as soon as you met one of them and you're like, oh, you literally like, yeah, what is happening with you? And I think they'd have a bad vibe. Like I feel like they would feel wrong. Like this alien tech is like clearly like uncanny valley sort of aura.
I think if people have innate natural magic, you might have groups of people being like, this is unnatural. This isn't what our magic is supposed to be. You're warping it.
Yeah. I could see people thinking like the fallen god is a false god, where it's like the gods gave us our powers as they are now, and you're like worshipping this false idol by believing that changing that power is a good thing, right?
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah. Do we think so with the magic that people have in them, can they use it at all if it's not connected to one of these relics, or can you only?
Yeah, what can people
you have
do
to be able to use a
without?
little?
Yeah.
Bit,
I feel
right?
like they could, but it'd be pretty minor. Like
I think it would be
yeah.
minor and really difficult to use. Like maybe you need a lot of study or practice or both.
Yeah. Or it's like so small where it's like I envision like a mom flicking her hand to have a shirt magically go on the clothesline as she's cleaning. You know what I mean? Like a domestic magic.
like,
Yeah.
small.
And then that tiny ability explodes into something big when you have a piece of this god.
Yeah. So there could also be the thing of like, well, these people are taking shortcuts because what you're supposed to do is study for 20 years and then you can do something, as opposed to like. And then there's also that kind of fun play of like, you know, nature versus industrialization, where it's like, no, this is what's natural is being able to put a shirt on. What is not natural is being able to like blast your neighbor's house apart because you know, use this technology, which is always kind of a fun
or the gods did not intend for us to become like them, you know, like we're yeah, that's fun. That's
like
fun.
that.
Or any other questions that we want answered about these superpowers?
Interesting. Is there like, I wonder, is there like an age limit, or do you think anybody, like if you're a kid, could you also get one of these body parts?
Well, it would be more. I feel like it would be more common as an adult because when you replace a limb as a
money
kid,
and
then
resources and
grow.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying it grow. Your body's still growing.
Oh yeah,
which makes it more difficult. But maybe that's.
I'm just.
I don't know, but maybe they do experiments with this. Like kids, when they get the body parts, they're even more powerful or something, you know?
Because they don't get as many bad side effects because their body's able to adapt, but also they're the wrong size. Like I keep going back to the eye, but like, you know, it's like shoving a too big eye into a too small socket, and like that's awful. But then maybe their powers work better, right? So it's like even worse sort of disfigurement physically to get these. And I imagine the kids are not doing it of their own free will. I imagine like a horrible scenario where like you know someone's holding them down and hacking their arm off, and then replacing it with this body part. Ugh.
Yeah, definitely.
We've made it terrible.
We made it terrible.
We went real evil.
We need to make a nice feel-good one next time.
Well, I like that it was such a feel-good book, and we're like, that was so fun. How can we make it horrible?
Let's take inspiration from this.
What if you had to get a lung transplant? Yeah.
Yeah, this is nothing like Voyage of the Damned, but I still
the opposite of this.
Yeah.
Can you destroy one, do you think?
Ooh.
Or are they like perpetual?
I think they're like indestructible because otherwise they wouldn't have lasted for so long.
Yeah.
Or at least
like
people
the one
don't know
where Gimli
how.
takes an axe to it and his axe shatters like
exactly.
Like... So then maybe you can't break them down further. Maybe it's just like the pieces that they were already in is like
that would make sense.
What they're left
maybe
as.
They try to split them up and it doesn't work. So
like
somehow someone destroyed this, maybe some other god, but we can't do anything with it.
That'd be kind of interesting if originally it was like two of these beings in a fight and they like tore each other apart and like that's why there's these parts scattered all around.
Cool.
Ooh, that could be a fun plot thing of like, what if I'm like thinking, there's always ties to everything. I'm kind of thinking of like the One Ring and kind of how it has its own will, but like what if the gods are trying to like put themselves back together, right? So like what if you also get this draw or like this pull to other people who have the body parts because it's like the gods are trying to reassemble themselves.
I like that.
If you have one, you're kind of drawn to others.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
It makes me think of the Iron Giant, you know, when he's like slowly puts himself together at the end. Yeah. Or like it almost feels like a rise of AI thing of like this machine trying to reassemble itself. Because I have Android in my head now, like that's these two.
Man, every time
androids
we build
fighting.
something, I'm like, I want to write this story now. But
I know, right?
So many good ideas.
We're so smart.
If we think we have we answered all our questions about these fallen gods
superpowers?
Yeah.
Should I summarize it for our listeners?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this.
So our superpower system, inspired by Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. Sorry that we kind of destroyed your hope-filled world building with this. Our superpower system is based on magic relics, which are indestructible body parts of a fallen god, which may actually be an alien or a robot or something like that. You get to decide, because you're the one writing the story. You have to replace your own body part with whatever you find to gain superpowers. The body parts are drawn to each other, almost like they want to be put back together. The relic augments or amplifies your own magic, your own innate magic, which are abilities unique to that person. Your innate magic does not mesh with this tech. Your body views the relic as a foreign object, and your skin dies around the object, and you also may have other symptoms like chronic illness or just not feeling good. And this may vary between people, just like people in our world with similar chronic illnesses tend to have different symptoms. So you can play with that. And the general public has a mixed view of people with these augmentations. Some revere the relics as gods, others think it's disgusting and unnatural, and there would be a wide variety of responses. And this also would depend on the society you're building. Like, you could have a world big religion based on the revering of these things, or you could have it be more like little cults. That, like, it depends on where you want to go with your story, but it's flexible. We're flexible here at the tavern.
Flexible and horrific.
And that is our horrific, our horrifying, super-powered magic system, which I actually am in love with. I think this is great.
And it's not legally trinkets, so you can't...
legally, it's not trinkets.
Legally,
that's the most important part.
You should, if you have not heard our magic trinket system, it's quite different. You can go back and listen to that episode as well.
Yeah,
and you are free to use this idea in your own novel. You're also free to take these questions, which will be listed in the show notes, and build your own superpower-based magic system.
And if you do either of those things, please tell us. We would love to. We have a Discord where you can talk to us about it, because we love these ideas, and we would love to see how you implement them in your own story or your own world building, because that would be so cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in the workshop. We hope this discussion was entertaining and maybe even a little bit inspiring, and hopefully not too off-putting. We promise that there will be no body mutilation in the next episode. Do we feel confident in promising that?
I don't know if I want to promise that.
We are
building tie ourselves.
We are building a spaceship next time, so I feel like it would be difficult.
It probably won't be.
But you never know. Maybe we'll find a way.
We like horror.
It's a spaceship made of razor blades.
Yeah, it's actually an orphan-powered engine.
Just chuck them in there. You can throw orphans into the... Save it for next time. Man, we're wasting all of our good material.
I already have ideas now.
Join us next time for that. There's a little sneak preview for you. As Allison said, everything we build is for the public domain, so take it and make it your own. We'll be back in the tavern next episode discussing The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. So if you have not yet read it, you can go ahead and do that now so that you will be all in the know for that episode. We hope to see you there, but until then, scram.
Bye.
Get out of here.